Well, that draft goes down in the memory books. I don't think I'll ever forget that day. Mark, you probably will forget that day. Well, you don't even know about that day, so I guess if you don't know about that day, you won't make it a memorable day. But we all know it was a memorable day. So, great draft. I have to say, I think there's a lot of good teams out there, and I think I know the reason why. Because there was 18 roster spots that really weren't bid on because somebody wasn't really there. And I think that made a lot of other teams a lot better because of it. I have to say my team is definitely one of them. I love my team because well, I didn't have to bid on so many people. And I've never seen so many running backs go for over $50 or 49. We'll call 49.50, but I've never seen that many. And this isn't even the keeper league. This is a regular auction league where I mean, here, let's go over some. Let's rewind. Saquon Barkley, 51. Dalvin Cook, 50. Le'Veon Bell, 55. David Johnson, 57. Todd Gurley, 56. Melvin Gordon, 54. Kamara, 51. Kareem Hunt, 49. What a bargain, I guess. 49 for Kareem Hunt's a bargain. Jeez. Christian McCaffrey, 41. That's actually a bargain, according to what all these are going for, because I got Joe Mixon for 41. I would have definitely took Christian McCaffrey for 41 if I knew if I was going to spend that much on Mixon. Jordan Howard, 41. Leonard Fournette, 48. And then, I think that's really it on running backs. Devontae Freeman went for 42. So receivers. Let's see what some crazy numbers on receivers went for. Odell Beckham, 47. Julio Jones, 47. DeAndre Hopkins, 47. Antonio Brown, 50. Keenan Allen, 40. I think those are all the real big, crazy numbers for that. Travis Kelce went for 24. What did Gronkowski go for? Gronk, where are you? Gronk went for 21, which I think that's a good deal if you want to spend the money on the top-notch tight end. Um, Tight end or defenses, the Rams went for 5 in a regular auction league, not the keeper league. The keeper I could see, but man, $5 in a regular auction scenario. Jaguars, $7. Wow. Anyway, let's get on with my rankings because that's what we're all here for. I mean, that's what I'm here for the rankings. And I know you're all pins and needles on where I have you at because, my jinx always works. There were, I will, this was tough because there are a lot of good teams out there. And it was hard for me to put a lot of, I mean, there's a couple standouts, me, but there's a lot of teams that I put between like 4 and 9 because they're all just I think they're all pretty good. But obviously, Mark. Okay, first let's get over the Mark thing. Let's talk about this, Mark. I know you had a good time, but come on, it's an auction draft. It was a snake draft. It's not a lot of thinking involved. It's an auction draft. You need to have your thinking cap available. So next year maybe. Well, hopefully you can make it next year. Not because Justine won't let you play, but we'll see. But because you said you have drills training that month, but hopefully you can make it. Anyway, Mark, we did save you a lot of money, I think, and it wasn't me. I was kind of just going by everyone else's thoughts. They all told me Mark can get a DUI if he has his keys on him and he's in the car. I didn't know that, so Larry said, "Let's go get his keys." So we got your keys. We saved you between $4,000 to $10,000 on that, plus the DUI on the record. Plus, well, I don't know. Is it called a DUI if you're not driving, or is it? I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea how that works. And we try to keep tabs on you, but we got a draft to do too, so can't really, you know, baby you. Next year, bring some handcuffs, and maybe we'll just handcuff you to a handrail or something. But yeah, you were having a good time. Well, before the draft. For the other draft, you were having a good time. Not so much this draft. And then you weren't having a good time at our draft, that's for sure. you were you were puking the whole time. I was like, wow, that really kicked in quick. So anyway, you know, I think we handled it pretty good. We didn't let you drive. We had your keys. You couldn't get a DUI. I guess you could have got public intoxication, but the police were pretty nice considering I think because they saw how we handled you too, maybe, hopefully, that we weren't going to let you on the road and all that. So somebody that holds your hand a lot should, understand that we were taking your best interest at heart. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. And that person should, I don't know, be grateful that we're saving you a lot of headache right now instead of, I don't know, wanting to punch me in the face for some reason. When maybe she should be punching you. Not to be mean, but Mark, come on, it was you the one that was drinking, not us. But anyway, it's over with. We had a fun time. I wish you were there to have a fun time with us because it would have been really cool. We're not doing the blind bidding. How about that? I know that's something you don't remember, but you missed out on not doing the blind bidding because we vetoed it out because you and 6 others said no, we don't like to change. It's a horrible idea. I was like, I think it's fun. I think it makes. I just think it's fun, and we were going to change the way if there was a tie to make it easy, simple, and no problems. But no, you guys had a bad experience last year and didn't want to try it, so we didn't do it. No blind bidding, Mark, but you missed out. All right, here are the rankings. Don't forget our doubleheader is on week 3, and if you haven't paid, please pay. All right, in no given order, I do have one team particularly at the bottom. Mark. So here's how we gave your team. We waited about 3 or 4 rounds, I can't remember which, and we said, all right, well, let's give them like 4 players. So, Mark, we gave you LaShawn McCoy, Marshawn Lynch, Case Keenum, and Alshon Jeffries, which Alshon Jeffries is supposed to be back by week between 3 and 6, and he'll probably be a stud. Then we waited another, I think we waited another 4, 6, maybe 6 to 8 rounds, I don't know. And then we gave you Sammy Watkins, Vance McDonald, and we said, screw you, we're going to give you the Chiefs defense. That's your punishment, Chiefs defense. Then, I mean, yeah, we didn't give you 3 running backs. I don't think. Maybe we did. We got you Vance McDonald. He's a serviceable tight end. We gave you Jake Butt because you took Jake Butt in the last draft, so we figured, yeah, might as well. Chris Ivory for LaShawn McCoy, so you got a handcuff there. Then at the end of the draft, we waited to the very end of the draft where we all got to draft. You got Ryan Suckup, Eli Manning, Nyheim Hines, Rashard Matthews, Tennessee's defense, Danny Amendola, John Kelly, Elijah McGuire, and Blake Bortles for $75 because that was all you had left at the last pick. So we're like, screw it, give it to him. So you are at the bottom because you have really 1.5 good running backs. You have a couple decent receivers and a decent quarterback, but nothing spectacular. But I'm sure you'll win a few games, and you can always try to make some free agent moves. Okay, another team near the bottom, but not as far as that one, was, oh crap, I don't want to say this, Mean Machine. Okay, yeah. Your team, though, is at the bottom, but could be easily at the top because it's the team of unknown because you have so many rookies. Okay, Jared Goff and Garoppolo are your quarterbacks. They could be really good this year. Goff has definitely a lot of weapons to throw to. You got Melvin Gordon, Christian McCaffrey, and then you got Sony Michel, Jamal Williams, that we don't know what, and Kerryon Johnson. We think they're all one of them is going to step in and be a stud. We don't know which. Then you got Hopkins, Allen Robinson, and then Deshaun Jackson, Devontae Parker, James Washington. 2 good receivers. Still iffy on which one's going to be the third. And Evan Ingram is your tight end. That's good. So I like the team. I just, it's the team of we don't know yet. That's why it's at the bottom, but it could easily be at the top. Mike O'Reilly. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Why do I have you at the bottom? Running backs. Yeah. You got, just like Josh, you got running backs, but we don't know how they're going to perform. Saquon Barkley is a stud, we think, right? But we don't know yet. Mark Ingram is on 4-game suspension, probably come back, probably be a stud. Aaron Jones, come back from his suspension. Should he take over, he probably would be a stud, but we got to wait for Jamal Williams to probably suck or get hurt. Dion Lewis will probably be a ball catcher, so he'll probably be, 10 to 15 points a game. Russell Williams and Patrick Mahomes are your quarterbacks, so that's pretty sexy. Receivers, Julio Jones and Larry Fitzgerald, awesome, right? But they are old, so we don't know really how their health concerns and all that. Corey Davis was an unknown all preseason. Like I don't even know if he caught a ball. He might have caught one. Kenny Galladay, they're saying he's going to be a stud. They're saying he might be the number one this year. We'll find out. Nelson Aguilar, same thing. Tight ends, I'm not really whooped up on your tight ends. Ben Watson, Austin Hooper, and OJ Howard. And the Eagles' defense is good. But like I said, all except Mark's team, all these teams are actually really good. I just had to put you somewhere. So I have a lot of teams in the middle because I only had 3 teams at the bottom, I guess. I got Factory of Sadness. David, yeah, you're in the middle, not the bottom. Shockingly, I think we helped you out. You did good for your part. Even though I didn't know you were drunk, I guess you were drunk. I can't see in Hawaii what you're doing. But Aaron Rodgers, nice. Carlos Hyde and David Johnson, also good. And James White might be a flex or a bye week filler when you need him. So that means you need 3 receivers, which you got Antonio Brown, Brandon Cooks, and Jarvis Landry. So there you go. And Mohamed Sanu is a fill-in when you need it too. In JUCO, we got you in JUCO, I think, or did you get him? No, I think we got you in JUCO because you got Trey Burton. So you got 2 good tight ends and the Rams defense. So I think that's a solid team. And that's why I have you in the middle, not the bottom. Another team in the middle, Dragon Balls. You would think, what? Really? Well, Philip Rivers is your stud, and David Carr. Okay. I mean, they're going to be good. Leonard Fournette, Todd Gurley, Jordan Howard. You would be thinking, Corey, you love running backs. Why am I not in the top 4 with those 3 studs? I like those 3 studs, but your receivers, Schuster, Crabtree, John Brown, Kelvin Benjamin, Golden Tate, Mike Williams, and Cortland Sutton, are all guys that would be like the number 2 receivers on the team. So I don't know what kind of, well, Crabtree should be the number 1, but I don't know what to expect yet. I think he'll do good. Gronk, I keep forgetting you drafted Gronk. So maybe I should bump you up in the top 4, but I just don't want to because I just don't want to. So I'm going to leave you at 5, but I'm touching the 4. It's like your hand is touching the 4 spot, but you're still on the 5. And the Rams defense also. So no, you don't have the Rams defense. You have the Vikings defense, which is still awesome. So yeah, your team should probably be in the top 4, but I'm not going to put you there. So deal with it. Who is 65 toss power trap? Who had Roethlisberger? Is that Ryan? No. Who is that? Who got Roethlisberger? Where are they? There you are. It is Ryan. Ryan, it is you. Ryan, I got you in the middle. Roethlisberger, Mariota. I mean, Roethlisberger has proven that he's so awesome at home, but for some reason he cannot play away. Maybe that jinx will stop. Your running backs are just okay. Kareem Hunt and Derrick Henry. And really, that's it. Tariq Cohen might be a stud. We will see. Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas. That's where you shine. Holy cow, that's awesome. That is awesome. And Josh Doctson, Paul Richardson, Pierre Garcon. So one of those guys will pan out, but you got 3 stud receivers, 2 good running backs, but no depth at running back. Then you got Kyle Rudolph and the Chargers D, very good also. So I like your team in the middle again. Because if you lose a running back, you're lost. Well, you got Spencer Ware, I guess. I'm not a Spencer Ware fan. Not a fan. I've never been a fan of Spencer Ware. It's never wowed me. Um, Show me Mo TDs. Tom, you're in the middle. Tom Brady, Drew Brees. Pretty freaking awesome. We'll see if their oldness can still be awesome. Alvin Kamara, Jerick McKinnon is really all your running backs. You got like a bunch, but a bunch of nobodies and old buddies. And Jerick McKinnon's already dinged up. Doug Baldwin, Julian Edelman, Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, and Tyler Lockett. I think you'll be definitely playing 3 receivers. Or is this you? No, actually, no, you won't. Because you got Jimmy Graham and Travis Kelce. I mean, your team is set up for 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, which could be dangerous. You could surprise a lot of teams and win. But because of the 2 tight end starting thing, which I can't do. I just would not. I can't do that because you don't know if tight ends every week are going to produce. I have you in the middle, so you're in the middle. Steve Harlan in the middle. I was starting to, first half of the draft, I was like, yeah, I think this team is awesome. But then it kind of tailed off a little bit. So yeah, Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott. Then you got Le'Veon Bell and David. Was that David Johnson? What the heck? Who is? Oh wait, who is that? Steve Harlan. Yeah, you got David Johnson. Who the heck was I saying Factory of Sadness had? He has James White. Oh, he doesn't. Who does he have? Oh, I was doing this thing and he had David Johnson. He has Duke Johnson. Oh man. So you really only have 1.5. Man, David, I might have to drop you down to the bottom. Sorry, buddy. David, I might have to slide you down. I thought I was David Johnson. That's not. It's Duke Johnson. It just said D Johnson. All right. Anyway, fugitives. You have David Johnson and Le'Veon Bell. Holy cow, that's awesome. But no running backs after that. Like nothing. Odell, Julian Edelman, Mike Evans. That's gonna be awesome when Edelman's back. Uh, tight end kind of sucks. Clay, Braid, or Kittle. And then the Texans defense. That's a solid running back duo, obviously, with OBJ. Is that OBJ? No. No, with Mike Evans. So I can't wait to see what kind of points you do produce. That could be pretty crazy. Like Bell could get 30, David Johnson could get 30, and then your receivers get 20, 20, 20. I mean, you're going to rack up some points possibly. Fester, I got you in the middle on this one. Carson Wentz and Alex Smith to start probably right now. Then you got Dalvin Cook, Kenyon Drake. Yeah, I don't know why I have you in the middle right now. I think when I did these little tallies, I do these little tallies on who I like. I think it's because you got a lot of receivers, and you could possibly trade if somebody needs a receiver like Mark. I don't. Mark has nothing to trade. Diggs, Goodwin, Hogan, Josh Gordon, Marvin Jones, Demaryius Thomas, and Devin Funchess. Too bad you can't start 5 receivers, but at least you can start 3. Zach Ertz, I like. Cardinals defense, whatever. You must have just, I don't know, who'd you drop, but you got, I don't remember picking up Cardinals D, or did he? I don't know. Anyway, not a bad team, but your depth on running back, once again, might come back to bite you. So that must leave me with just a few players. Adam Gilkison. I like your team, I think. Matt Stafford. Sam Darnold's already the starter now. They just got traded Bridgewater. So you got Stafford and possibly Darnold could be a stud. We'll see. I don't know that soon. Alex Collins, Devontae Freeman, and Royce Freeman with possibly Rashard Penny. So, and Breida could possibly start. I think he should have been the starter. That's pretty nice. Receivers, Odell Beckham, Emmanuel Sanders, Robert Woods, Allen Hurns, and Jamison Crowder. You got 3 number 1s on your team. So you're going to get passes thrown. And Robert Woods is a solid number 2. Like, he's technically a 1. Oh, and you got Gronkowski. No, I was saying Craig did. Craig has Greg Olson, which is still good, but not Gronkowski. Adam has Gronkowski and the Rams defense. That's a sexy team. That's a sexy team. I'm loving that team. The boys. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, I like your team too. Can you believe it? I'm like liking your team. Andrew Luck and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is not going to do what he did last year. He's going to look a lot better. Then you got Crowell and Ezekiel Elliott, Marlon Mack. So as long as Marlon Mack is healthy. Oh, and Chris Carson. Don't forget him. I like Chris Carson. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, but I got Chris Carson in 2 leagues. I really wanted him in 4 leagues, and I could have got him, but I was like, nah, better not. Better not go Chris Carson crazy right now because there is Rashard Penny, or Rashad, or whatever. But yeah, you got those guys. You got Robbie Anderson, Randall Cobb, Amari Cooper, this Gallup guy that I guess is starting to turn into a stud. I don't know. Still don't know anything about him. T.Y. Hilton, Calvin Ridley, who could be a stud, and Kenny Stills, who I think is the go-to guy there. So you got 2 to 3 good receivers, Delaney Walker, and you still need a defense. But I like that team. It is going in the right direction. I haven't mentioned one team yet. Oh, let's just stretch. Ugh. My team. Yeah, I love my team. Now, sure, my running backs aren't sexy, but I got a lot of them. Deshaun Watson and Cam Newton. Love it. I don't know which one to start. Probably Deshaun. Then Jay Ajayi, Peyton Barber, Lamar Miller, Joe Mixon, Chris Thompson with Adrian Peterson in case he is the stud there. Called depth, baby. That's called depth. And receivers, hello, Will Fuller, Tyreek Hill, Sterling Shepard, and Keelan Cole. I'm pretty satisfied there because Sterling Shepard might be a 2, Will Fuller might be a 2, but if you look at last year, Eli loved Sterling Shepard. Now he had to because OBJ was out, but he grown to love him. Will Fuller, he didn't get a lot of catches, but he got nothing but touchdowns, baby. When Deshaun was there, he got 2 to 3 catches, and they were usually touchdowns. So I'm good with that. And Keelan Cole, he is now the number 1 there since Marquise Lee is out. I'm golden there. Jordan Reed, if he's healthy, I'm pretty sure Alex Smith likes throwing the tight end. Will Lutz, my kicker. The Bronco defense. I hate the Broncos, but their defense with the 2 guys on the sides, the Chubb and the Miller, I mean, they're going to get sacks, baby. I love that team. I'm sorry, I do. I love that team. All right. So anyway, there you have it. Take it for what you want. I know you're going to be like, shoot, Corey, you freaking love yourself all the time. Hey, I love me some me. Okay? I love me some me. Have a good year, guys. I can't wait to play you. And I'm going to crush you. Have a good week.